So here's the thing. We come into this world and we're raised to be ordinary. We're raised to get along, we're raised to fit in, we're raised to be good citizens, we're raised to pay our bills, pay our taxes, do the right thing, be good people, and then we die. It's not enough for me. An extraordinary comes from our concept of ourself, and so does ordinary. What is our concept of ourself? Our concept of ourself is everything that we believe to be true. And in order to be able to see everything that if you're living at an ordinary level of consciousness here, then you got there by everything that you believe to be true. In order to get from here to here, you have to literally change things that you have believed to be true. And for most people, like 1 in a million or maybe a few 100,000, they're not willing to do that. Just the idea of it means you got to change things. Mark Twain once said, "It isn't the things that you don't know that get you into trouble. It's the things that you know for sure that just ain't so that gets you into trouble." And so many people believe things to be true that just ain't so. They just don't have an awareness inside of them that they have a capacity to move to this level of consciousness. And changing yourself means changing what you have come to believe is true and elevating yourself to a place where there is a new reality. One of the things that all of you have probably been trained to believe and is programmed into your subconscious mind is that God is something outside of you. It's an external concept. Even though the scriptures are filled with references to it's all within us, that we are all sparks of love, sparks of God, and that God is love. And he that dwelleth in love dwelleth in me, and I in him. And with God, said Jesus, all things are possible. Now you tell me what that leaves out. All things are possible. That kind of a knowing. If you believe that some things are possible, if you believe that you can't make this happen, if you're not fearless, if you're not willing, if you're not determined, if you're not compassionate, if you don't have divine love in you, these are areas where you have to move to. When I went back in Turkey to the bathroom to talk to the Turkish man, I went back because I had to correct something in me. I had to change something that I had been carrying around in me about what our world is like, and be able to see love even where it doesn't seem to manifest. Here's what the scriptures say. If you love those who love you, what virtue lies in that? Even the morally weak love those who love them. And if you are good to those who are good to you, what virtue is there in that? Even the morally weak do that. Love your enemies. Be good to them. Share with them without expecting anything in return. Then your reward will be rich, and you will be sons of the Most High. He is kind to the ungrateful and the wicked. Be compassionate like your Father. That's just Jesus talking in the book of Luke. That kind of love. Whereas if I had an orange up here and I were to take this orange and I were to squeeze this orange as hard as I can squeeze it and ask you what'll come out, as I did a little 9-year-old girl in Toronto one time, and she said, juice, of course. I said, yeah, but what kind of juice? I mean, you're not going to get apple juice, are you? You're not going to get pineapple juice if you... She said, no, orange juice. I said, of course. I said, but why? And she just stood up and she said, because it's an orange, and that's what's inside. I said, well, that's the right answer. Now, if we extend that metaphor to you, and someone squeezes you and puts pressure on you, says something about you that you don't like, finds fault with you, and out of you comes anger and resentment and fear and hatred and bitterness and tension and anxiety, is it because of who did the squeezing? Is it because of the instrument they used? Is it because of the timing? No. It's because that's what's inside. And if what's inside is love, which is what you came from, and my God, we must be like what we came from. And if we're like what we came from love, and we return to love. This, I know. This isn't something I think or wonder about. This is something that I know. And when you have that, that awareness within you, that moving to extraordinary in your life means changing your perceptions of yourself and changing what you've come to believe is true about who you are and what you're capable of.